Big news from Warner Brothers Games this week. We're officially getting a sequel to Hogwarts Legacy. We're going to talk about the chances of a 2027 release date.
And the D23 Disney event just finished up. A lot of news about movie and TV shows, but fans of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars got some exciting video game stuff too. We're going to talk about all this and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show ever made. Every single week, we're bringing you all the biggest news from in and around the video game industry. You can find us every single week on YouTube, as well as podcast services everywhere. My name is Erect the Red, joined again by this guy right here. Full clip. What's up, dude? How are you?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Great, dude. I got a chocolate milkshake.
Good to hear. Yep. I had Monster, but I finished that. I should just
Not as
boil
cool.
a pot of coffee up. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. And pour it in the can of Monster energy drink.
Yes.
So that we could get sponsored, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I keep seeing on TikTok this new gamer subs, which is the off-brand of G Fuel or whatever. Like, we're sponsoring creators, and I'm like, yeah, we should get that done. We should get some flags and banners. And
Yeah. Oh, let's make it happen. I'm in. I will sell out immediately, dude. You give me anything, just like a case of free stuff, I will sell out big time.
We're gonna have our official G&W flavor, extra leaded.
Yeah. What flavor would be our flavor? Something to think about.
Yeah, gamer gunk. I don't know.
Probably nothing. Probably very sour because, that's us. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, dude? What have you been up to?
As far as games go, it's been kind of a busy week. Just coincidentally, because we're going to be talking about Hogwarts Legacy 2 or whatever they're going to call it. I just got back into Hogwarts Legacy over this past week.
Nice.
Played a little bit of that. I had only gotten to the point of getting sorted and getting to Hogwarts when I very first downloaded this and played it. I got distracted looking at the ray tracing and turning it on and off. So I didn't really do anything in the game, and it's been a lot of fun getting back into it. I'm not very far in. I'm maybe a level 10 or something like that. Made it to Hogsmeade, chose my wand. Having fun with it. I'm just going to pick that one up here and there. We talked about Chop Chop Inc. last week. I 100% of that. Took a few more hours to do that. And then, so we got the review copy for a Playway simulator game called Low Budget Repairs. And that's what I've been pouring most of my time into over the past few days. So go ahead and lay it out for you.
Okay, first of all, I just want to know, what is the premise of this one? So I was looking at the Steam page because I was like, this looks amazing. Stuff is stuff intended to go wrong, because that's what the preview showed, a lot of stuff, you're getting electrocuted and stuff like that. So I gotta know, is that part of it, or are you not? Is that not supposed to happen?
I would say it's not supposed to happen if you do the right things. Don't pull wires out of the walls until you shut the breaker off and things like that. It's a little bit of a process to it, but things are naturally going to go wrong.
Okay.
Just earlier, I had a mission of spray painting these bars in the jail, and due to kind of the jankiness of the game, the spray paint is shooting 8 feet across the room and painting the wall behind it. Which I mean, there's not much you can do about that. They give you some masking tape, but that's not going to do it. But you can always go back and repaint and do it as you can do it as good as you want. But your sort of mentor in the game, who's teaching you all the repair stuff, is very much telling you no, go water down the paint so that you make it stretch longer, so you don't have to buy more.
Low budget.
Find this version of the shelf in your backyard that's rotting away and put it in there instead of a new one from the store. So definitely trying to cut corners and save money. That way you can go back to your house and fix it up a little bit. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. It has forgivable jank that you would expect. It also has a little bit of like unforgivable jank to it, like frustrating stuff when you're placing tiles on a wall in a game that's like it's not snapping these tiles to any sort of grid. You're just kind of free floating them. And if you bump another tile that's in place, that thing's flying off the wall. And so I found that really, really frustrating. But they are listening and they're working on it. There's been an update like every single day since release.
That's good. I feel like those pretty much every like definitely Playway game comes out with a certain level of jank. They like just kind of use us as their beta testers, you know, like and then a few updates down the line, it kind of they get it nailed. But yeah. So is it supposed to be like have a little bit of a comedy to it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a little confusing because you're in 1990 like Poland in these apartment blocks, but only the like mentor guy, he's the only one with the Polish accent, and everybody else has like American accents, Southern accents, everything else. I'm trying to figure out like who is who, because your aunt moved to America, you have an American accent, like fully voice dialogue in this game too, which is kind of a standout for a simulator and a Playway game.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever had one in there. It's always just tons of text, you know.
Oh yeah, they get a little carried away in this one, but it's done pretty well.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out at some point. You know, just however many hours you are into it, what would if you had to give it a review score like out of a 10? What would you say your initial impressions are?
Right now, out of 10, I'm gonna have to go with like a 6. Like it's a game I'll definitely play more, but it would be nice if some of those things that are like the unforgivable jank get those fixed.
Yeah, that's frustrating, especially when you're trying to do it and it's not making it easy. So, all right, well, hopefully, a couple updates. That's up to an 8 maybe, because that's good for a repair game. So, cool. I also played a couple new games this week as well. A game called Creepshow, which is based on an old comic book, a horror comic anthology that I used to read, kind of like Tales from the Crypt. And then it became a television show on like AMC Shudder. So there's this game that came out and I was excited to check it out, and it's from Dread XP. I really like them. They make a ton of great like retro horror games is mostly their thing. But this one is more of like a comic book style. It reminds me so much of like a Telltale games type thing, where in it there's a few different stories you go through. Like there's a main overarching story, and then within that there's a few different stories that you play through, and it's really just kind of a point and click kind of adventure game. You know, that's mostly it's telling you stories that you're in the middle of. And it's like, I really, really want to like, it's only a few hours long. I think I'm probably nearing completion on it. I think to do like all the stories within, I think it's maybe like 3 hours total. I might have one more. And overall, it's fine. Like, I think the worst part about it is that it's got terrible like writing. Like, I mean, it's mostly just a narrative story, and it's so like, I don't care. Like the dialogue in it is just so bad. Like I'm like, I don't understand what is happening. So like, it's fine. If you're a fan of the show, you might like it, or you might even hate it more because like it's not doing justice to the show or the comic series. But if you like Telltale games, like stuff like that, where you're just walking through, finding things that stand out, there's like very few collectibles, so it's not even, I don't know. And then the layout of the game, I mean, overall, the more I'm talking about it, the more I have issues with it. It's a perfectly fine game for what it is, but like there were times where I don't know if I was having fun. So, you know, I don't know. Take that how you will. But, you know, again, if you're looking for a simple horror, Telltale style game. Creepshow, it's serviceable. Get it on sale though, because it's short. And I don't know at what point I would even recommend it. Let me see, what's the price? So it's on sale right now. It's regular price $14.99, on sale for $11.99. I say wait for at least 50% off to do it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because it's just so short, and even within, so it's 3 hours long, and even like an hour of that, I was like, I'm not having fun. Like, I'm doing it just to do it, but like, I didn't care about the story, so it was a bummer.
Yeah. So these stories, are they new stories, or would you recognize them from the TV show or the comic?
No, they're new stories. So, and they're, I mean, again, they're not bad. They're just not, I don't know, memorable. They really don't do much for me. So that's fine. I'm gonna finish it just because, again, I think I got a little bit left. Maybe the last one will get the retribution that it deserves, but probably not. And then another new game. So that just came out. That came out on the 13th. So it's brand new. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what they could do to fix it up. I don't think they can. Anyways, another new game is a whole new genre for me. I started this game, came out on August 14th, called TV Archive Tidy Up Together. Now, I've seen these games before where there's just a ton of shit just everywhere, and you got to pick it up and sort it. Like, I know there's a grocery store one. There's one like a librarian one with books everywhere. So this is one with VHS tapes, and they're all like, there's 20 different genres, and there's just one room, and they're just spread everywhere. It's a very, very simple game, and it's just shelving and tapes everywhere. There's over 3,000 tapes. And then as you're picking them up and putting them away, you unlock, like if you do it correctly, you unlock skills that help you to have an easier time at doing this. And now I've never played any of these games before, but they are becoming very popular. Like there's a bunch of them now. Have you ever done any of these?
Yeah, I bought. My wife threw out my card collection, so I bought it dumped to
something.
Another.
I remember. Title. Yes. That one.
Those are big right now. I'm seeing a lot of these in the cozy games groups.
Mm-hmm. So that being said, like again, this is my first foray in it. I'm having fun. Like I'm doing the thing. Like there's I think it's probably some AI in the actual like generation of the covers of the tapes, because each one is is different. There's a whole bunch of different ones. And it's fine. It's like a great game to just kind of shut your brain off and just do these tasks. It's not like, it's not really doing anything for video games or anything as a whole. And then as I was like looking at reviews of it, I saw that this is like, I mean, it's a fine one, but everybody's like, go do the supermarket one. It's like way better. So now I'm kind of interested in that idea because I'm having fun with this one. But if they're saying it's not good compared to these other ones, I'm like, oh damn, like I want to try these other ones. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like the cleanup genre. I think this is a new thing that I will look for going forward.
Yeah, but on Steam, I've got the little like release radar. There's one coming out that's like a shopping mall. I think you can play with like 4 people and 5,000 items all over the place.
Oh, that would be cool. And then you have to take it to the different stores, I would guess, maybe. Like that's
probably,
yeah.
Take the pretzels back to Auntie Anne's.
Yeah. This one is, the only downside for this one, and I don't know if it's plus or a minus, is that it's just one giant room and there's just stuff everywhere. So like, I don't know if that's good. I guess less, running around trying to figure out where it goes. So, but yeah, it's fun. I'm looking forward to unlocking more skills that like can, help me progress. But like, I don't know. I think once you do it once, that's got to be it. It's like a puzzle, It's like you just do it once and then you never do it again. So I think there is like a speed mode though, but I'm not like an insane person, so I'm not gonna even look at that. So yeah, if anybody knows of any fun games where you just clean trash up, let me know. I'm in. And that's pretty much it for what I've been playing. So let's get into our new releases from last week. Oh, first, before we get into that, I got to know, full clip. What house are you in Hogwarts Legacy?
Ravenclaw.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Bummer.
they say that the why is that a bummer?
I don't know. They're just, I don't know. They just don't do much for me. I'm
Oh,
a Hufflepuff,
I got you.
tried
I
and
was gonna
true. Yeah.
guess. I was gonna guess. Well, they say that like the leading up to the Sorting Hat part determines which house you get into. And I feel like it's because I had the gamer brain of going around and like finding secret chests and stuff in that
Oh, yep.
opening area. That's probably why I ended up Ravenclaw.
Interesting. That's pretty cool. I've still never played that game. I got to check it out. All right. But enough about that. We're talking new releases like Duskfade, which came out August 13th on PC, PS5, Xbox S X, and the Nintendo Switch 2. This one is like a classic. I say it's a love letter to 3D platforming. So it's very reminiscent of, I couldn't find a review that didn't at one point compare it to Jack and Dexter with the visual aesthetic of like a Kingdom Hearts. So very much that style of game, 3D platformer. This one you play as a guy with a robot bird, and you just gotta, go through the game. It's jumping, grappling, all gliding, all the platform tropes that you would know and love. And then it's like a hack and slash style fighting game with a light attack, heavy attack, that sort of thing, and then puzzles thrown in. So a very simple platformer. I think there's some like collectibles in that, but it very much reminded me of like, that a throwback, and it looked really cool. It's definitely one that is on my radar. It's a game that my son and I are always looking for a new fun platformer that's simple enough, but also like fun to play. Which they're becoming more and more regular. I think now we're at the point where we're seeing kind of a return, a renaissance for the 3D platformer. And Astrobot like kind of led that charge. So like, we're constantly looking for something to fill that void. And Duskfade, I'm excited to check out. It's got an 80 right now on Open Critics, so not bad, not changing the world, but a serviceable 3D platformer. Did you ever get into like those, like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, those kind of games back in the day?
Yeah, I played a few here and there. I think the last one was whatever, like Ratchet and Clank was on the PS4 when they gave it away for free 1 month. Yeah, and a lot of these, like I've played some more recent ones on PC, but it's like it's always in like the AA space. I don't know of a lot of like AAA studios coming out with these things right now, but it's always like that's fine. It's a throwback piece. It's not incredibly complicated. We don't need like sophisticated AI systems or anything.
Right.
Just get from point A to point B.
Exactly.
Collect all the things.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all you want. It's just like fun traversal, maybe some cool puzzle platforming, and then some collectibles. Yeah, and I'm sold. Like no problem. And then very similar to that, another new game, Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Another puzzle platformer. No, this is this came out August 13th on PC, PS5, Xbox S and X. This is just kind of a new version. It's not an add-on or DLC. It's an entirely new standalone game of Hell Let Loose set in Vietnam. It's 50v50. There's 6 large maps. It's North Vietnam versus the United States military. There's 17 specialized roles that you could play. There's a whole bunch of like different game modes. One thing I thought was cool was that like the Vietnamese army can dig tunnels. So that's like a thing that they have different from the U.S. Army. But it is getting very torn up in both the critics and player reviews right now, saying it is very buggy and it is not very new. Like there's not a bunch of new. It doesn't seem to discern itself much from the previous one. Like Vietnamese military seems very the same as everything else, and a lot of the assets that are included in this are real basic. Just like they're plopping down the same tree and same bush like repeatedly throughout the entire game. So those are the main complaints that I'm seeing. Now you put a lot of time into the first Hell Let Loose, and I know this was on your list of like the games you were most excited for. I want to hear your thoughts based on what we've seen so far.
I've mostly been exposed to like just short clips on TikTok of people playing the game, and I don't know. I saw people in the comments that are mostly positive, so
Okay.
I don't know. I'd not seen really a lot of the negative stuff. I did hear about like performance issues.
Yeah.
Things like that. When I went to watch the reveal trailer, it was on Sony's channel, and the entire comment section was just about physical media and discs and stuff like that. So
every
that
single one,
help.
every single video that PlayStation puts on YouTube now, it's just getting crushed by those. It's kind of I kind of like
it. So this is one that I want to pick up. I need to get Starlink or something first, because I can't play the last one. I've had it installed this entire time, just hoping like one day my internet will be good enough I'll be able to play again.
Oh no.
And it just hasn't happened yet. But I got a buddy who got me into the first one, and he's even more of like a Vietnam head when it comes to games.
Okay.
Like Rising Storm Vietnam and things like that. So looking forward to getting into this with a small group one of these days, hopefully with a sale.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, so on Steam, it's right now it's at 59% positive, so not good by any sense. But then if you pull up the Metacritic, it's at a 78 as far as the critics are concerned. So pretty. I mean, for me, that's a game that I would absolutely buy. Anything less than like 60, I'm thinking about it. Do I really need this? But no, 78, that's a great score. So it must just be some, like, looking at the reviews on Steam, it was all talking about the bugginess of it. And then a few of them were talking about how, like, it feels like it should have just been DLC or an add-on or a new map on the previous one. It's not doing much to call for it being an entirely new game. So I get that too, So, but I love like everything having to, I'm like all the war movies. The Vietnam ones are always just like so much. I mean, they're just really depressing. It's just like a bummer. So I'm sure that's probably this game, But yeah, if you ever get in there, we'll talk about it then, because I'm not going to play it. I said before that, maybe I'll play Hell Let Loose the first time, but I'm like, I can't get out of that team deathmatch, like just run off and just kill stuff mentality, and you can't have that in this. So, yeah.
It's definitely a different play style. Somewhere between like Call of Duty and maybe a Battlefield or something.
Yeah.
More like Battlefield than Call of Duty. I'll say that about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, that was it for our new releases from last week. It's time for our news of the week. All right, so this past weekend, D23 happened. Now, this is the big event every year. Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff that's owned by Disney. They show off everything that's coming out in the next few years, anything they're working on. Most of it is new movies, new TV series. But we did get a few video game announcements and some content. First one being Star Wars Smugglers Gambit. So now this is for fans of Fortnite, for fans of Star Wars, for fans of Disney theme parks, So if you are following one of those three categories, buckle in, because we got some exciting things to talk about. What it is, it's a PvE mode that's available within the, Epic Games Fortnite. It's co-op missions. There's a few of them. There's a lot of content here from what I'm understanding. There's 3 different player classes, all with different abilities, a ton of different weapons, and you're playing so there's a theme park ride called Star Wars Smugglers Run, and basically you're just playing the ride, but a video game version of the ride. And the trailer for it looks so cool. Now, neither of us are big, like, Star Wars fans. But this, like, if I were a Star Wars fan, this trailer looked really cool. Like that, it has a lot of new original Star Wars content. There's a ton of like characters that I recognized in there, some new characters that I don't know that probably are. I should know. But and also you could play as like Fortnite. Like there's part in the trailer where that big giant banana man is just running through, just shooting stormtroopers. So like you could also do that. And then on top of that, it connects to your My Disney account, and you could get some sort of perk through that as well. So yeah, pretty cool for any of those groups of people. What were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. At first I thought, why not release your own thing and it not be part of Fortnite? I didn't quite understand. I thought just maybe the characters were coming to Fortnite. But no, we're talking kind of like how they did their version of Rock Band. They did their version of like Hot Wheels racing, where we're having these full-fledged like experiences just using Roblox as the basis of it. Or Roblox. You see where my head's at on it, though. Fortnite as the basis of the game. It's interesting. I don't know. I've never been to Disneyland, I think, since I was like a 1-year-old child or something like that. Okay. So,
well, see,
don't really
go
feel
from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I have to play this one to. I've never been on the ride, obviously.
Yeah. No, it really is. You know, it's just a treat for like again, like you know, if you have Fortnite and you're a Star Wars fan, like why aren't you playing this? You know, it's just included free content and it is out now. So it came out the day that we're recording this. So yeah, very cool. I might check it out. Again, I'm not a huge fan of all those things, but like I've heard great things. But I did also hear that it is better played with friends as opposed to playing it solo. So I may not check it out because, you know, friends, I don't have any. Kidding. I have like one, and he's right there, sitting across from me. But he can't play it because his internet sucks. Another thing they announced, separate. We're moving on from that. They had a whole Kingdom Hearts panel. Again, you and I aren't the biggest Kingdom Hearts people, but we understand, you know, what it does for people. So Kingdom Hearts, if you're unfamiliar with it, it's a Disney themed role-playing game. And most of what the panel was is just talking about Kingdom Hearts 4, which is the next game coming late 2027. Now they did mention a few times that is firm. Like there have been rumors that it's going to be delayed, but no, they're like, nope, it's happening late 2027. So it's probably not. That's just how I, how I hear these things. But yeah, they talked about a whole bunch of stuff, new mechanics. They showed off a bunch of new gameplay. There's like a new Mickey section they showed off where like you go into like a book and you do stuff with paper and puzzles and origami, which looks really cool. And then the introduction of Coco, the movie Coco. Did you see Coco? Yeah, those characters are also going to be in Kingdom Hearts. Miguel is going to be there with his trusty guitar, and I think that Skeleton Man, Bone Nunchucks.
I kind of forgot. I forgot how much like it kind of ties different Disney properties into there, and they've got a lot to work with since the last one came out. So we're going to start seeing these like Smash Brothers style coming to Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Luca, and that's what people.
Whatever the other.
Yeah, I don't know, like, what else. I mean, like, what else has there been? I don't know if I think Pixar is separate. Oh, yeah. We don't talk about Bruno. Put the little Bruno in there. That's probably in there. So, yeah. Moana. A little Moana action in there. So yeah, there's a lot. That's the best part about that. I always wanted to get into that because of I love stuff like that when like worlds collide, you know, and you get to have all those things. But I just I was never super into the gameplay and that sort of thing. So, you know, who knows? Maybe this one looks very different from any of the previous ones. A lot more actiony from what I've seen. So, yeah, people are very excited. Very, very, very excited. Let's see what else. They also announced a Kingdom Hearts anime series coming to Disney Plus. So this is going to have a brand new story, but starring the characters that people do love from the show. So that's exciting. Here's a little quote about the series. Kingdom Hearts has captivated gamers everywhere with its unique blend of adventure and imagination. There's something really exciting about taking a world fans have spent years exploring through the games and bringing it to life in a completely new way. And with a creative team that is working closely with the legendary Tetsuya Nomura, our new series will be unmistakably Kingdom Hearts while giving fans a whole new way to experience the world they love. So I'm more apt to check that out because that sounds cool. Give me all the Disney characters in an action anime. You got like Mickey and some white waifus. Is that that's an anime term, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. Makes me wonder what the rating on that is going to be. Will Disney like sully their squeaky clean Mickey Mouse reputation, or who knows?
Hopefully, Goofy's out there doing goofy stuff,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the copyright is up on like Mickey Mouse or something like that, or Steamboat Willie. So now, maybe there's nothing holding them back. It's gonna be rated R.
Yeah, we'll see. There are those. You ever see those like those really cheaply made like Steamboat Willie horror movies and stuff?
Yeah, they did the same thing with like Winnie the Pooh and some other stuff.
Yes,
Popeye.
Yeah. It's insane how like as soon as something goes into the public domain, you could 100% expect one of those like shitty horror movies.
Yeah.
And then lastly, out of D23, we got a new trailer for the Wolverine game. Every time I see more of this, I just get more and more hyped. But even prior to that, so press outlets did have a chance to go hands-on with a part of the game. So I've been reading all week, just been reading different outlets' takes on them. Most of them are very high on the game. So some things we do find out about it, though. It's set before the X-Men. So it's like an early version of Wolverine. Like Mystique is in it, Sabretooth, Jean Grey, a few other people that we would recognize. And then the fighting system, they are describing it as being very similar to Spider-Man. Fluid, very fast, but this one just very, very violent. So that's really cool. And then this one has parries in it. So it's a lot of parry-based combat, which I was kind of bummed to hear, but I'll manage. I'll deal with it. And then there's special moves that you could have, and as well as like one, I think it was IGN's take said the best part was this rage meter, and there's like these, the more people you kill over a period of time, your rage meter builds, and they said that once you get to like level 3 on your rage meter, it's like insane. Like everything goes gray except for the people, and they're like red, and you like can jump between them, like just eviscerating everybody in this insanely violent style. And they said it's just like such a cool feature of the game. So, yeah, man, I've just been reading tons of stuff about Wolverine. Very excited. It's going to be here a month from today, September 16th comes out. Oof, I'm excited.
Yeah. After watching a little more gameplay of it, my biggest question from what trailers we had leading up to this was like, how linear is this thing going to be with quick time events and stuff like that? I think those must have been some like very specific sections. It doesn't look quite as linear now. It looks like you have some freedom to roam around in the level a little bit. Bad guys popping out here and there, and you're just slicing them up.
Right. Yeah, they did mention there's like environmental things that you can use, and I think that's like, the parts that you're talking about where you see like there's a forklift and you can use it to like spear a guy onto and stuff. So like I don't know if that's completely linear where you're forced to go in that direction, or if you just but yeah, I agree. They did say it is much more linear. Well, they so initially they were thinking about doing an open world similar to Spider-Man, but then they realized that Wolverine in an open world just doesn't make sense. Which I agree. What are you going to just run around and like I don't know, stab people. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, make it linear, make it just violent. That's all I care about. So yeah, it'll be here before we know it. All right, and then while we're talking about PlayStation, the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium games were announced, and it's a good month for people with the with this service. So getting Helldivers 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Vampire Survivors, Hell Is Us, Uma Musume, Pretty Derby Party Dash, 2 Point Museum, Metro Exodus, Dying Light 2, and then PlayStation Premium is getting Onimusha Dawn of Dreams and Disney's Atlantis The Lost Empire. So, I mean, just that, so the extra category has some huge AAA games like included in here that aren't very like old. I mean, Helldivers 2, they're expecting, I was reading about how they're expecting a huge uptick in players. So they're adding some new content to go coincide with this release, big update and stuff like that. So that's exciting. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I've heard many people describe as their game of the year for last, I think it was last year, right? So
I think so.
Or was it earlier this year? I don't even know. But when it came out, they were like, this is it. This is the game of the year. And then Vampire Survivors. If you haven't played Vampire Survivors, you're doing it wrong. Go play Vampire Survivors. And then I played the demo of Hell Is Us, and I enjoyed my time in that. Like, it's like a third-person adventure game with like weird mad ghost things. I don't remember exactly what they were. Some like alien ghost thing. So yeah. And then for you, Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, Party Dash.
You say that jokingly. I've been recommended this game so many times.
Are you serious?
I've been looking for this. Yes. There used to be this mobile game. We've been looking for something like it called Derby Dash. And it just disappeared off the face of the planet. But it had this breeding system. It's one of these games I'm always going on about because you could like find a horse with skull on its face, find a horse with flames for foots, and you can put it together. And then so when I'm looking up like games like that, this is always one of the top recommendations. But it's all like anime girls as horses, so I don't think it really fits quite what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Oh, you went that way. I went in a different direction. Yeah. I get you. Yeah, this one seems to be like a party game version of that. It's got a whole bunch of different events. Dodgeball, Gourmet Gauntlet. I don't know. But and then the 2 Point games, dude, such great like sim games. This is who doesn't want to make a museum? So yeah, great lineup of games for people that are subscribed to this catalog. And I think this is my last month of this, where I just my subscription lapsed, and I just dropped down to the basic because I wasn't playing any games. So it's funny, as soon as I get out of there, it could give me all these games that I'm intrigued with. Yeah. And I probably still wouldn't have played any of them,
Would you call this a 10 out of 10 month as far as PlayStation goes?
Dude, yeah, absolutely. I would say I'm going to give it a 9 just because, there's no, I don't know, dude. Vampire Survivors is a 10 out of 10 game. So, yeah, man, it's up there. Crushes it. And I was just shit talking their selection last week when we talked about the PlayStation Plus, like, basic. So,
yeah,
they made up for it.
They totally redeemed themselves.
They totally did. All right. Next. We've had a good run of not needing to talk about layoffs, closures, but that streak has unfortunately come to an end. Supermassive Games has laid off about 75 employees, so not a huge amount, but it's a good chunk of the amount of employees that they actually have. And I think a lot of it is from, I think, that directive 80/20 that came out recently, a couple months ago. I think it was recent. I don't remember when it came out, but I don't think that really did the numbers that they were hoping. So, yeah, they are. Oh, we got a visitor. For the audio listeners, Full Clip is being attacked by some sort of a creature. Oh no, that's just a cat. So yeah, I know your cat was a big fan of Directive 8020 and Supermassive Games. Are they upset by this announcement?
Terribly. Yeah, us shrieking on the couch playing like Until Dawn. They're not going to get over the lack of that now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have a story about that actually. Was it Until Dawn? I think it was. One of the games on PlayStation, it linked to your camera. Like if you had the PlayStation camera, during the jump scares, the camera would turn on.
Yeah.
And you could then go back and watch your reaction to them. And there's one video that I saved for the longest time, and I don't think I have it, is like my cat was sitting like on my lap as we were playing it, and there was like this huge jump scare, and like it did that thing where cats run and like their legs go and they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it was gone. So yeah, you're right. That's a good point. So yeah, this is their third layoff in like 2 years. So I don't know what this means for Supermassive Games. If they, you know, I don't know. But they need a big hit. They need something big. I feel like a lot of people aren't into this style of game as much anymore. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully they could get something big going. And then the other one was so Netflix, they also do games now. They had purchased Night School Studio a couple years ago. And that is now closed, as well as a studio called Moon Loot Games, which didn't have any announced games or anything released, but they also closed them. So not a huge loss to the video game industry, but Night School, they were best known for Oxenfree, which is a great game, and they just recently came out with a game called Unhinged about 6 weeks ago, and that was like I think a cloud only game for Netflix, so it didn't really take off like I saw it on Netflix and I was like, hey, I should check that out sometime. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, gosh. Yeah, it's a shame that it works out that way so often. They go and buy a company and then just shut it down a few years later. But these big companies sure like wasting a lot of money, flushing it down the toilet and wrecking people's lives.
Absolutely. Yeah, we see it way too much lately. And Netflix is still saying that they are focused on gaming. They say games continue to be an opportunity for us to expand the variety of entertainment we offer Netflix members, and we've built solid foundations in our key focus areas. As we continue to prioritize these areas, we see an opportunity to be more focused in our execution, so we are making organizational changes to the business to match those priorities. So they do still have a one studio called Next Games, but they do mostly like mobile games. So I think they're more on the mobile side of the Netflix thing. They did like a Stranger Things puzzle game. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Netflix actually having game studios. I think probably what we'll see more of is them just buying smaller versions of games and either porting them to mobile or having them available on the television. Because I saw recently they have like Jackbox games on the Netflix now. That you just play with your phone right through Netflix. So
that's a good match.
Yeah.
I feel like they should lean in more to that, like your party games, your games where you don't have to necessarily use a controller, because most people who are just watching Netflix off their TV or a Fire TV box or something like that, they're not necessarily going to have a PlayStation controller, Xbox controller laying around to pair to it. So things that use like phones as controllers or alternative ways, pass a controller around and control with the TV remote, more or less, that would be really good, rather than like a full-on let's play a puzzle platformer on the TV kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never tried that. Even like the ones that are offered on mobile, like the platformers. Again, like I don't, I don't want to play a game like that on my phone. We did play like it was like a murder mystery party game through Netflix, and it was terrible. It was like Knives Out themed. It was so bad. But our family, we do it's like Lego's version of Mario Party, the Lego Party. They have through Netflix, and it's perfect for that. Where it's like, I give my son my iPad, I have my phone, and like we could just do those little mini games. So those work really well. So I like that it's an option if we want to do that, if there's something that offered. But I'm not like, I don't know of anybody that's changing their mind about like, oh, we got to keep Netflix because they have this or this game, like
they're keeping
so.
Netflix for GTA 6 hours of exclusive access.
Exactly. What if that's what it's about? This thing, they're just saying that you could only get GTA 6 on Netflix.
Oh god.
Yeah. And you have to just only play with your phone. I think I'm calling it now. Prediction.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about these layoffs, closures before we move on?
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good. So good luck to everybody affected by those things. Move to a different line of work. I think I was going to say a different studio, but no. At this point, it's like where is safe? Nowhere is safe.
Right.
Next up, Hogwarts Legacy 2 is officially confirmed. Now, there was no announcement. There was no game trailer. I do think I don't know if this was intended to go out like this, but basically what happened was they have they had like a shareholders letter, Warner Brothers did, and they sent out this letter, and in that letter, there was this quote. We expect games to more meaningfully contribute to segment profitability going forward as our pipeline expands, including the second installment of Hogwarts Legacy. So, that's all we got. So, letting the investors know, stick with us. We got another big game in the pipeline. So hopefully this also means that we're going to get some stuff soon. There was speculation that maybe like Gamescom is not next, I think in 2 weeks. So we may see something there or get an announcement there. But just knowing that it's official, it's happening, it's very exciting. So, you could continue. Maybe, do you think that'll have it where you could have your save from the first one continue into the second one so you don't have to go into like a new house or something? They got to be something, right?
If it's a continuation or meant to be a continuation, it would be cool if you could, transfer over like your wand, your student, these things.
Yeah.
But if it's a completely different story, yeah, it'd probably be starting over fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what, unless it's like a prequel or set if it's a timeline difference, set very far into the future or in the early times. But yeah, other than that, I think that would make perfect sense if it's just more of the same. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There is a finite number of spells and things, so it might need something different to keep it fresh,
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe it's Harry Potter's kids. Isn't that like one of the things right now? Is like I don't know.
Right. That's the, what is it?
The play?
I don't remember. Well, it's like there was a book after the main series of books or something like that. That's about like
the cursed
sending the
child.
kids off. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this game they said is supposed to come out at the same time as the new like reboot Harry Potter series on HBO, and yeah, but I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with Harry Potter because the first one takes place 100 years before. This could meet it in the middle or something, be like 50 years before or just before Harry Potter. Maybe tell like the story while he's still a baby and all the Voldemort stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or if you just play as baby Harry Potter and you're just crawling around, just doing magic, pooping in your diaper. Magic diaper. Of course. Yeah, so it is exciting for fans of Harry Potter, fans of the Hogwarts Legacy game. I really need to play it. It's offered like everywhere. I can't
Yeah.
open anything. Like I can't turn on some sort of electronic device without them wanting me to play Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. So I have no excuse to not check it out. And I think my son would probably really like it. So I'm gonna. And now I have it. I have to do it by the time Hogwarts Legacy 2 comes out in 2033 or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever this is going to be. So there we go. It's good to have goals, you know? All right. And then last up, we got a game trailer, the official Gamescom release announcement trailer for Neo Berlin 2087. Now, as I was researching this game, which I had never heard of this game prior to this, I found out it was announced back in 2023. Now we're getting this trailer, and the trailer looks amazing, I will say.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying it's got like mind's eye vibes, where it's like, is it real or not? So what was your thoughts seeing this? It's kind of like a cyberpunk action game. What'd you think?
Gosh, it looks like Blade Runner the game. And it looks pretty
sure.
cool. I mean, you're going to be like a cop investigating mysteries and stuff like that. Yeah, up there with, like, as far as world building goes, I would say it's right up there with Cyberpunk 2027, if not a little better. That game goes a little punk rock. This stays in that like Blade Runner version of the cyberpunk future, a little darker, a little grittier, maybe. The bullet time, I've not seen that really in it. I've not played the games anyway that have had that since like Max Payne back in the day, just diving and shooting and stuff. If this is real, then this is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like if it's real, like as I'm trying to find more information about it, I found like a Reddit post saying like, should we be skeptical of this based on, what we've seen in the past and this, and then I'm like, so then I went down a rabbit hole. I'm like, okay, this was announced in the past. Like this is saying this is the official announcement trailer, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. Like, so, but yeah, it looks great. It could be good. I don't know if you need to play Neo Berlin 1 through 2086 to understand the story, but that's a fun joke. We used it all the time when Cyberpunk is coming out. It'll never get old. But yeah, it is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. On this, it says coming soon. At the end of the trailer, I think it says 2028. So I really don't know. I don't know. It's all mystery surrounding this one. But again, like you said, if it's legit, it's got me hyped. I like the cyberpunk detective guy. So looked cool. And like the world building did look pretty sweet. All the technology and the different weapons and stuff you had. I like that, where it's like a little bit cool. We'll see, and then we'll be able to see what happened in those 10 years from Cyberpunk 2077 to Neo Berlin 2087. So I don't know. One is set, and where's Cyberpunk set? Is that in the United States?
Yeah, pretty sure it's California.
Okay, so is this like the Berlin version of it? Maybe.
I did start to think about that a little bit. Like if this is supposed to be in the same place as old Berlin, everybody's accents are very much American, from what I could tell from the the trailer.
It's many years. Maybe America. It's just like Trump's trying to take Greenland. Maybe we take Germany.
Sure. And just a hop and skip.
Yeah, easy peasy. So yeah, keep an eye out for more information regarding this one. We'll see if there's any other sign that this is real and or fake, and we will keep you posted. And on that's all I got. That's it for us here. You got anything else before we close it up?
Nah, nothing this week.
Nothing this week. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Again, go to YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the channel. You could check out the video version of the show. You can see the trailer for Neo Berlin 2087. See what we're talking about because it's important to this conversation. But if you have a good imagination and you don't need to see the things, you could listen to the podcast anywhere podcasts are found. Gaming News Weekly. Make sure you subscribe. That way, every week when this pops out bright and early in the morning, you'll have it ready to go on your way to work, on your way to the gym, or just lounging around playing one of those video games where you pick shit up and put it on shelves, because that's the perfect way to listen to podcasts. Let me tell you, you're just picking up things at a mall or in a VHS store. And then we're also on TikTok, posting vids on the TikTok-y. All right, closing words from Full Clip. Here we go.
Remember to keep your stick on the ice. I'm rooting for you.
Exactly. I've been saying that for years. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next week with more video game news.